everybody. Today we're live in our show Gems with a very interesting personality who happens to be a DJ in Saudi Arabia. So it's a very, very cool thing. And I'm just going to introduce you to DJ Timmy of Arabianeze. And here he is. Hi.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Myself.
Wonderful. So we have 44 people watching us already.
Oh, okay. That was quick. That escalated.
And we started getting messages and everything. All right. So we'll start by talking about how you got inspired and what inspired you towards music. Because in Saudi Arabia, it wasn't that much. Music wasn't that much. You can say promoted as much. Nowadays they used to have concerts before the Corona time. So how were you inspired and what brought you and how did Arabianeze start? Tell us about that.
All right. Actually, the beginning of it, I started diverting to electronic music in 2007, and that was when the techno and trance progressive music was, popping up back then as what they call it mainstream music, which everyone was listening to, and there was another part which is called underground music, which it was not up in the scene. And I kicked off on 2007, and that was when I attended my first concert in Bahrain. That was the first concert ever for the F1, and I've never known this electronic music before, and that's where it just pushed me from the pop music and they call it the live instrumental music to the electronic. But before that, I was just stuck in an era of the 80s, 90s, 70s.
Excuse me.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks.
No worries. You can teach her how to drink.
Thanks, man.
Just a little trick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move this.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So we're at this cafe right now, and they just brought us really cute coffee mugs with little heart.
It's a little hard.
Little hearts. So yes, go on. So tell us.
So
how did Arabianeze start? And
actually, Arabianeze, it's happened with no further planning. It just happens, and that's where things when you just do it, and you never plan it, and that's where things just go to the good for you. Never go to against you.
Right.
For me, if I plan something, it never go with me.
Really?
Always go against me. Yeah. So I was like, I'll just throw the planning, I'll just do it, and everything just works well so far. Yeah.
And you have another member in your Arabianeze, right? It's
Yeah.
DJ Timmy and DJ Moj, right?
Yes. Moj and I, actually, we were colleagues before. Yeah, we were working together, and by coincidence, we discovered ourselves in the electronic music scene. And back then, he just came from Australia, and he had few events and few music parties that have been happening in Australia. So he's getting another culture to Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And I was like, man, let's just collab and let's do something together and see how it works. And from there, the Arabianeze went up.
Great.
Yeah, that was a new collaboration in the scene.
New collaboration. And till now, you guys have two albums, or two. One is called The Purr, and the other one is Labyrinth. Is it?
The Rent and Rent and the Core. Actually, those two labels are from Serbia.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and there's two record labels that our first track that we produced, and it was released on the Rent label.
Okay.
And the Core, they reach us again.
Wow.
Because
from Serbia. Okay.
Yeah, from Serbia. They reach us to do a remix for a famous DJ. His name is Cozy.
Okay.
And he's into organic type of sound.
Okay.
In the music industry.
All right.
Yeah. So we made the collaboration with Cozy, and we did the remix for him.
Okay.
We reproduced the whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah, and it went into an extended play album.
Okay.
And that's where it was released on the tour as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're basically international. He's basically
Well,
international.
yeah, actually we're concentrating on the international music scene more than the local, because the local is still, what they call it, still young.
Starting,
Yeah, it's on baby step, and getting that far, it's a little bit in the fast track route.
Right.
So we have to do it out there and just drag it down to make it more local than international.
Right, and how do you feel since you've been DJing in Bahrain and also here now? What do you feel is the difference when you start, having events here and you have a DJ event here with the crowd here? Do you feel a difference when you're DJing for the crowd here, their choices, or when you're DJing for a crowd in another country?
Okay, first of all, Bahrain is a very small country, and it has been in the music scene and nightlife since years, 10 years, more than tens of years. Okay, and being in Bahrain and playing the music over there, it's just it was just a good start where I wanted to be.
Right.
Because
it gives a good start.
Yeah, it gave me the good push. And actually, I give more favors to Bahrain than the music scene anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
But for Saudi, because they just started in the entertainment business and they just started the music, where actually we have more music people, we have more talent, we have more listeners here in Saudi.
Because it's a bigger country.
Yeah, it's a bigger country. You have more variety, and
we have a lot of talent here.
Of course, yeah.
And
we have a lot of good
needs to come
DJs, and if I'm gonna name them, that needs another interview.
Yeah.
Just to name all the talents here in Saudi Arabia.
Right. And in the DJing scene, because I remember there were like very few DJs, or do you know a lot of them? Because I as far as I know, when the DJs we knew were like there was you, and then there was DJ Chazli, and then there were a few others. But is there more hidden talent?
Actually, there's a lot more. A lot more, and way more advanced than myself, and than any other, local DJs that I knew. Because we have like few categories. Yeah. We have those that are hidden in their studios and they're just creating music and not going out in the scene. And there is some of them they're out in both ways. And there's some of them they're just out in the scene and they barely sit in the studio because they want to be presented more to the public, more than just taking it as a hardcore job,
Right.
Yeah, and taking it as a hobby is different than just taking it as a source of income.
As an income.
Yeah.
But I think most people in Saudi Arabia, they're more towards the hobby thing.
Mostly, I can tell we have both.
We have both.
Yeah, we do have both.
It's still starting out. It's new. It's very new for this country.
Yeah, actually, I'm receiving lately a lot of messages that we want to kick on in the scene because Saudi Arabia they're having this category in their field now, and not everyone, a lot of them, they want to put their hands on it and they just want to try it out and see how it works.
All right, yeah, and you're very right when you say that. You have more talent here than in Bahrain. I myself started modeling in Bahrain for the May Queen and everything, but because Saudi Arabia is a much bigger place and with a lot more population than Bahrain, so there's a lot that can be done here. And there was something strange which I noticed with walking in different communities. Like usually in other countries, people think that if somebody has a lot of money, they wouldn't do anything. But it's actually not the case because in life is about purpose. It's not just about money. And like over here, I met so many people who don't need to do whatever they're doing, but they're doing for the passion of it, for the nice feel of it, for a purpose in life. And people like multiple purposes these days, especially when you can see now how much you can achieve in life, which is like from 20, 30 years ago, it was very simple. Life was very simple. They used to say, you can only do this and this and that's it. But then time went on, and then awareness came, and people found out that they can do so much in life. They can achieve their dreams. And who would have thought that you'd be able to DJ out in the public in Saudi Arabia, and it's great. And I'm going to tell you something something more interesting about DJ Timmy, that he's into aviation as well. So he flies planes, and we knew him since he was learning to fly planes. And then tell us about your aviation journey, how you got interested.
Actually, I wanted to be a pilot since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm on an airplane, if I'm flying our local airline, and whenever I see a pilot, it's like I'm seeing an artist. It's like I'm seeing he's like an idol for me.
Right.
You know. It was funny because I always think like when I see them, like how he can fly that big thing. You know, I want to learn. I want to see how is that flying. And I got into it after my college. When I graduated from college, I started thinking about aviation. I got into it by starting on a simulators, and then I started building it up like a real simulators. And then I started taking lessons with that. And start flying real airplanes instead of just thinking of it or just flying virtually. And now I have to take the big thing up there.
Yeah. So do you love it? Is it the way you had thought your career would be if you were a pilot?
Well, I can say I can do both.
Yeah.
I would do both because sometimes I simplify things by thinking like being an airplane, I'm just pressing buttons, and being a DJ or music producer, as well, I'm gonna press buttons.
Oh, okay, that's very interesting. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, in both fields we wear headsets.
Okay, interesting.
So yeah, it can work in both ways.
Okay, that's great. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
And aviation is something I have a little bit interest also in.
Yeah, I've seen some of your videos. I've seen.
Yeah, I flew.
You fly better than me.
No, not at all, not at all. I'm just in the learning phase. I just had a couple of classes with the Cessna in the US, but it is something beautiful. Flying is just the feeling is very different when you're in the air and you can see around you.
Exactly.
The view is totally different. The feel is totally different.
It is.
And it's very exhilarating. It's sort of liberating.
And this is especially if anyone in fear of flying, they should just jump an airplane and try it out.
Yeah.
Just go there, break the fear down.
Yeah, because you're going to have someone who's going to be teaching you in the beginning, so it's not something to fear that much of. You know, these days I see people bungee jumping and everything. I feel that is more dangerous, you know, because you're totally out of this thing. So did you bungee jump, by the way?
No, not yet. I will never pay for my suicide.
That's not how I feel.
It's for free. Why would I pay for this?
Yes. You're right. And DJ Timmy has also traveled extensively around the world. And what would you say is your favorite city or country? And where have you flown? Have you flown anywhere else besides? Which countries have you flown to?
Actually, I've flown a lot, but not to many countries.
Okay.
You know, I've been flying to the States. I lived in Malaysia for my school, and I've been to Indonesia, Bali, for some years you've seen over there. But the funny thing is, because everyone is surprised when I tell them, I've never been to Europe.
Oh really? Not yet?
I've never been to Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been in many places in North America, but not in Europe. And everyone was surprised, like, you're making music, how come you've never been to Europe? They say Ibiza, they say Amsterdam, they say a lot of countries, and you've never been there, especially Romania. They say Romania is the place for house music.
No problem. So in the future, you have like a lot of places to go to.
Yeah. Now I added Europe to my bucket, and I have to visit there.
Yeah, Europe is beautiful.
It is. It is.
I've been to both places, Americas and the Europe, but Europe is beautiful.
Actually, Europe was in the plan last year, but it's because of the pandemic.
Oh yes, the pandemic has really
took us down.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go this year to the US. Canceled.
Me too. I'm supposed to be 2020 in the States, but we had to cancel everything, especially the rate of COVID in the States was surging really high, especially lately. So, better be safe than sorry.
Yes. Yeah. And health is very important. That's why so many events cancellations, and we're just waiting for life basically to go back to normal, which we hope will happen soon,
inshallah.
Inshallah.
It's gonna happen soon.
Inshallah.
And actually, the we can tell that 2021 is promising. It's a recovery from what happened in 2020. In 2022, we'll be back to normal life.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's hope so.
All right, I have one more question for you before we finish this thing. It's more about like how the perception of playing music is in Saudi Arabia. Did you find it difficult to break barriers? Because frankly speaking, this generation, you all are basically breaking barriers because you're the first in Saudi Arabia to do this, to do that. So in a way you're making history.
Yeah.
And they may not say it right now, but in a few years you guys will be in the top, the guys who started all of these things. So how do you feel about being like so instrumental? I mean, I know you don't feel it, but it's the truth. Being, you guys are the how would you? The correct word would be the initial, the starters basically.
Okay, that's one thing that I thought for when I was when I just started the music scene. I thought like there's a lot, like a few people in Saudi who's doing this and who knows about this kind of music.
Yeah.
Especially in the eastern region, we are a little bit isolated from the whole kingdom because we have the easy access to Bahrain where we can, practice our hobbies there. But by the time when Saudi started to open up, I discovered a lot of talent that already started from the 90s and the 80s.
Right.
In Jeddah, in Riyadh, and some other areas in Saudi, they were actually doing it mostly underground before the opening, and they were talking about those days where it was really tough to present or introduce this kind of music to the people to see it. And if by coincidence back then, if I know someone who says just the word electronic music, I will be so surprised because very few people they used to know. Maybe there's a lot, but they're hidden. I mean, the underground music scene, you have...
It was there.
It was there, but you needed time and you needed the effort just to discover them, take them out. And when I started, it's way different than now because I've lived the two eras in Saudi Arabia when it was forbidden, and now it's allowed to do this kind of music. And a lot of people actually they're learning about this music. Many people they listen to our music and they're like, we like it, but we didn't know what kind of music is that. And some of them they just call techno to any beat they hear.
Right.
And some of them they actually know what exactly they're listening to, and they know who are actually going to attend for. And which is more fascinating. When I saw this kind of people, I was like, we are looking for you guys.
Right, yeah.
You are the scene.
This is the people.
Yeah,
This is your
scene.
people.
We want you. We need more of you.
Right, definitely. All right, and how do you feel the electronic or music is going to go on in Saudi Arabia? Like, what future do you see for it? And what advice would you like to give your fans and upcoming DJs, upcoming guys and maybe girls who may be interested in DJing in Saudi Arabia?
Okay, first of all, if anyone listen to any kind of music, no matter what genre, if you ever had a feeling about it, that means that's the path where you might start to move. Especially, let's keep production of music out of the frame, right? We're talking about just listening and playing the music itself, because everyone, when they listen to something, there's like a catchy ear for them for any genre they listen to, no matter what type of music is that. So my advice is, if you hear anything that you like, just try to dig deep in that kind of music and start listening to more genres like that. And each genre has a subgenre which you can explore even more and see what kind of instrument they're using, what kind of music is that, and try to explore the broader genres they have. And electronic music is a huge industry. I mean, if when you listen to it, many people they confuse house with progressive, with techno, with trance. you know. But my advice is just listen to whatever you like and just go with the flow. You cannot force yourself to be in a genre that you might not go well with, and you're gonna waste your time, waste your energy, and at the end of the day you're gonna discover something else. It's a good curve to learn, but it's a long way to take. I'm just giving a shortcut where you can just follow what you like to listen to.
All right, so that's very cool, very cool. We're just gonna ask you two personal sort of questions.
All right.
All right, it's a surprise.
If I'm not in the video, that means it was very personal.
No, nothing like that on my show. We're very decent interview takers. So our question is, what is your horoscope? That is the first question.
I'm pretty sure many they guess from the interview, but it's Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and let's ask you your favorite dish. What do you like to eat? Like, could be an Arabic dish or it could be a Western dish.
Actually, my favorite dish is food.
Food. Okay.
That's my favorite dish so far. I mean, I like Indian food. They like Middle Eastern food. They like American food, European food. It's very hard to question, you know. I eat whatever on the plate.
Okay, that's great.
After that, I will ask, where is that from?
Okay, all right. So you're flexible when it comes to eating. All right, DJ Timmy, it was wonderful having you on the show, and I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you for having us in the gym show. It was really nice talking to Zehra.
Thank you so much.
She's one famous makeup artist. I've been following few stuff, so keep it up.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And maybe we could cover any of your events next time.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we could do like live ones.
I would love you guys to be there.
Yeah, so it would be nice. It would be nice coverage, and we could see him playing, and it would be quite enjoyable because everybody's like these days. Everybody's interested in what's going on in Saudi Arabia because of the new Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I have so many people in Pakistan, the TV industry, who keep asking me a lot of questions when I go there. They're like, "Okay, Zehra, so how is this going? And how's that going?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's strange even for us, you know, seriously, because we were so used to being, you know, not being able to do so many things."
Trust me, it's strange for me.
It is.
It's
you know?
strange for me.
And
I'm people from the 90s until now. I mean, they saw the flip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We saw the flip, you know, and it's shocking for us. And you know, the strange thing I'm going to share with the viewers, and I know you probably know it already. Like, I have some people who just came since 1 year, so they're okay with the just dressing regular modestly.
Yeah.
But for me to not wear, I'm wearing an abaya even below the jacket outside, because in my mind, I'm afraid it's not going to be acceptable. You know.
That's yeah.
In my mind, I'm still scared.
Now it's injected in your genes.
Yes, it's gonna take me time to, you know, like I'm like, wow, is this really happening? Because we saw the flip, you know, as you said it. That is the right word, the flip. The flip, yes. So anyhow, DJ Timmy, was great having you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really
And I'll put your link so that if anybody wants to follow you, they can follow you, and we'll be there at your next events whenever you have it.
I hope so.
And we'll cover you then. And
my pleasure.
And thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Bye bye, everybody.
Take care.